what does it mean to say that two variables are positively associated, negatively associated? First, what does it mean to say that two variables are positively associated? Now, two variables are positively associated if they increase together or decrease together. So they are positively associated or positively related or positively correlated if they increase together or decrease together. But two variables will be negatively related when one of them increases while the other decreases. So they're basically, when they go in opposite directions, they are negatively related, and when they go in the same direction, they are positively related. So in this case, it will be choice D. There's a linear relationship between the variables, and whenever the value of one variable increases, the value of the other increases. Now, strictly speaking, there doesn't have to be a linear relationship. There could even be a quadratic relationship. So this is not the ideal answer, but it is the best answer among the choices that we have, because none of the others is conveying the main idea that I mentioned, that they have to go in the same direction. This one is saying that when one increases, the other decreases. And this one is saying there's a linear relationship. Now that could go in both directions. So that's not necessarily positive, because you know that a straight line may have positive as well as negative slope. And this is saying that the relationship is not linear, so that has nothing to do with the association. What does it mean to say that two variables are negatively associated? So in this case, based on what we said, we look for opposite. It looks like A. There's a linear relationship between the variables, and whenever the value of one increases, the value of the other decreases. Two variables have a positive linear correlation. Does the dependent variable increase or decrease as the independent variable increases? So we know that in positive relation, if one increases, the other also increases. So if they say that the independent increases, then the dependent should also increase. Which of the following have positive correlation, negative correlation, or no correlation? Outside temperature and number of people wearing coats. So this seems to have a negative relation, because if the outside temperature rises, there will be fewer people wearing coats. So if one thing is increasing, the other is decreasing, and they're going in opposite directions, so that's negative. The following pair state whether you believe the two variables are correlated. If you believe they are, state whether the correlation is positive or negative. The age of pilot and the altitude of the aircraft, that seems to be having no relation to each other, so they are not correlated. Draw a scatter diagram that might represent each relation. Now, a scatter diagram, the difference between the scatter diagram and a graph is that in a graph, after plotting the points, you join them with a line or a curve. But in a scatter diagram, you just plot the points and you don't join them. So hours spent studying a week and GPA. So normally, if you study more hours, then you will have a higher GPA. So the time spent in studying and the GPA would go in the same direction. So this is it seems there are two parts here. So this one here, we have to answer the first part, the study time, the GPA. So they are positively correlated. And if two variables are positively correlated, then the scatter in the scatter plot, the points tend to go higher and higher. Like here, the points are rising, rising, rising as a whole. Here, they seem to be falling. And here, there is no pattern. So for the studying hours and GPA, this seems to be the right choice. And then part B was saying number of cars sold and the remaining cars on the lot. So if you sell more cars, then there'll be fewer cars left over. So if one of the things is increasing, the other is decreasing. So this one is negative correlation, and this has to be part C.